I really thought Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm was done already. And then I played this. Good evening everyone, here's another Rapid Rambles where we take a look at anything indie, mod, or retro related with some gameplay and or first impressions. It's been 10 years since the release of the base Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. I remember playing this game back when I was doing security 10 years ago. Yeah, it was a fun time and I actually completed it. I never got around to the Road to Boruto DLC, but I did play the Shikamaru side story, the Gaara one, and I remember the DLC for the Sound Ninja 4. But this time around, this is what I believe Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 5 should have been, but our friends over at UNS Evo, I'm guessing Ultimate Ninja Storm Evolution, over on Twitter X, has this covered. And one quick side note, shout out to their Discord for being very responsive. I had a few questions when I was first setting up because I'm kind of stupid, but they replied very courteously and very quickly. I guess that's where we'll start. So the setup and download and the requirement. So first things first, you need a legitimate copy of the base Naruto Ninja Storm 4 game on Steam in order to get this playing. And another thing you do need is the Road to Boruto DLC, and something that where I got stuck on was you also need to download the Next Generation DLC. Luckily for us, Steam is always going on sale with their games and their DLCs. So if you have splurged your Gamachan wallets, you should be fine. This game, like I mentioned, is 10 years old and Steam always has this game on sale, and if not, I'm sure you can find something on like Humble Bundle or some third-party website or service. It's all over the internet, so I believe you should be fine when it comes to pricing and stuff. So yeah, you just need the base game, the Road to Boruto DLC, which I think is already pretty much implemented into the base game, and then the next gen DLC, which is what I needed help on. So that's pretty much the setup. You go into their official website, you download the launcher, you drag that launcher into your Steam library file, into the game file, and then drop it into the comms file, I believe it is, where all your Steam games are, and that should be pretty much how you set it up. It should synchronize on its own, or you can also, if it doesn't, you can hit verify my files on their custom launcher and as well as the Steam games base launcher within Steam. So you just hit verify the integrity and it should synchronize. So that's pretty much the setup where I got stuck, at least. So yeah, this thing has a myriad of improvements and additions to the base game. So Evo has went all out and they're still going. It's still an ongoing project. Kind of slight spoilers, but they're working on an adult Konohamaru DLC character. They're gonna come out probably within the next patch or so. Also Menma from that one Road to Naruto movie. Yeah, so there are characters here that are built from the base up, and then also there are costumes that add new ultimates to some characters. So there's just a lot to unpack here. So I already started off, so we're gonna start with the characters. You have characters such as that are from the ground up, like Kawaki. He has the progressive Karma version and the regular Kawaki version. Boruto Uzumaki with the Karma, and then the modded version where he has the giant Rasengan. Mecha Naruto Instant Awakening with the 3 tails. I'll explain more about Instant Awakenings later when I get to the mechanics. Kurenai, Itachi's eternal rival.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
There's a lot of part 1 characters that were implemented that were not part of the base game, such as Tsunade, Orochimaru, Jiraiya. He has that Bring Down the Hell's Jutsu from Clash of the Ninja 2. I remember playing that game back on the GameCube or whatever. Itachi Part 1, where he has exploding clones, and as well as
Tsukuyomi.
Hey, yo, suck your what?
Kisame Part 1, where he's like, I'll cut you to ribbons. Kakashi Part 1. Guy Part 1. Conqueror with his Salamander Awakening. And then this is more of an alternative costume, so I'll go from the characters to the costumes. Lars from Tekken 6. He with his thunder punches and all that shit. He has his actual costume that he uses from the actual game, opposed from his blonde version. The costumes, I can make a whole video of. The Naruto, he has a suit, he has the ramen shop costume. For Sakura, she has Hello Kitty ears, a swimsuit, summer wear. Sasuke, again, a suit, his heavy costume, his Taka costume, the cloak without the cloak. There's so many costumes in this game. Kiba, and then all the rookie 9 or the getting 9. They'll have the Road to Boruto adult versions as alternative costume to their main characters. Kiba, Hinata, Shino, Choji, Shikamaru, and Ino. Except for Neji for some reason. That was pretty cool. And then, so moving on from the characters and the costumes, there's so much you can even, I'm sure I'm missing a bunch, and like I mentioned, it's still in development, still constantly adding. So that's kudos to the team. Like, not only they might have at this point giving us Ultimate Ninja Storm 5.5 at this point from what all the differences that they're adding. Another thing I forgot to mention was the multitude of stages. You basically have over 75 stages from the Hidden Leaf grade out. Another thing that this mod brings is all the stages back from previous Storm games. It even shows you a silhouette on the top left from which game these stages are coming from. The original Storm, Storm 2, Storm Revolution, Storm 3, Road to Boruto DLC, Storm, even the newest ones from Storm Connection. You can even change the version on some of these, like the final battlefield. From like the floating rubble to after the disaster. There's also the practice stage, which is pretty cool. But next up is all, not only that, but they all have added mechanics to the fighting styles and all that stuff. So this isn't really fighting, but like instead of just doing 3 rounds, you can go all the way up to 9 rounds, like in PvE or PvP. You now have a guard meter in your UI when you're fighting. Normally you kind of have to just guess how, well actually no, so when you're guarding in the original game, like you have like kind of like a transparent yellowish shield that darkens and then like eventually break. Right below your health bar there's an actual like meter that kind of more explicitly shows how many more blocks you can do before you have like a guard break. In the menu of versus, there are extra settings that allow you to toggle on extra tech, which adds extra technical differences, such as full switch combos, charge bursts, charge jutsu buffers, dashes, relays, and instant awakenings. Well, with relays, you can continue pound. I think it was from like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3, where you can keep pounding into your opponents by switching up to one of your 2 partners. And also instant awakenings. Usually when it comes to awakenings, you would have to wait till you get to low enough health and then fill up your chakra bar all the way, and then kind of charge past that in order to have a temporary boost in power. Some of these awakenings lead to full-on transformations like Naruto into his Kyuubi mode and all that stuff. But with instant awakening, you can pretty much do it, well, instantly before hitting that low of a health bar, so it's not that much of a risk. But at the same time, if you do the instant awakening, your max chakra bar gets lowered pretty much all the way, but temporarily. Then after instant awakening, it gradually grows back the chakra bar cap, and then that's pretty much the gist of it. So for a short while you won't be able to use as much chakra if you use your instant awakening. It is a good trade-off, like if you really need the power boost, if you're like really pounding into your opponent or whatever, or maybe you get to a point where you have them on the ropes and then they try to make a comeback with their regular awakening, so you can kind of duel them with your instant awakening if you want to give them that extra push. So those are kind of like some of the new mechanics that were added, and as well like there are also a lot of quality of life improvements, such as fixing like frame tears and then making this game 60 frames per second, fixing up the HUD, the sound system. Like there's a lot of things that were added to this mod. And as well as something I probably forgot to mention in the beginning of this video was, speaking of like technical shit, this is version 1.10 and it was released earlier this year on January 6th. Like I mentioned, there's still more to come, like Adult Konohamaru.
Please watch me, 7th.
They even have a trailer on their YouTube channel showcasing some of his fighting style. Like it looks pretty much finished, but I could be wrong. And also there's a lot of support type changes for like certain characters. So it's not only the costume changes with the ultimate jutsu changes, but also your support character type changes as well. You know, like there's from the base game like cover fire, charge guard, where like if you're charging a chakra, like your partner will stand in front of you. There's break guard, where like they'll charge in and try to break their defense. Like I mentioned, the costumes like this. So, and a bunch of character specific fixes or hot fixes. So like they've put a lot of work into this mod. All these characters, costumes, and mechanics are cool and all, but what's a Storm game without any of the over the top, flashy, cinematic, ultimate jutsus? And this mod introduces a butt ton. Here are some of my favorites. And something admittedly I have not tried out yet, because I don't know, I don't think there was a specific button like displayed for this. There's also a lot of character taunts that you can do mid game, similar to like in Smash Brothers or something. I do want to go back and try that out. And then kind of like rambling a bit, thanks to this mod I managed to replay and kind of like rewatch the Naruto Shippuden anime, because I played a good chunk of the story mode. Like I think I'm 50% in. So yeah, like that's pretty much how it goes when it comes to like these first impression videos. I noticed I kind of play more than the first impressions. But anywho, I got to be able to be refamiliarized with the controls and mechanics and characters, the story that I grew up with and love so much. So thank you very much to the team over at UNS Evolution over on Twitter. You guys did a fantastic job and you keep doing a fantastic job. So thank you, and let me know what mod you want me to check out next. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and have a nice night. Thank you. Bye.